This is the video for you if you have a product on Amazon that's not selling or selling very slowly. So let's get started. I've compiled together 4 tips that you can utilize specifically if you sell on Amazon in the UAE or Amazon in Saudi Arabia. Now you can utilize each tip separately, but combined together, they're certainly gonna give you some great results. Before we jump into tip number 1, if this is your first time watching a video on this channel, hi, my name is Crystal and I'm the founder of Amazon Sellers Society and Sellers Society. We're a certified Amazon service provider and we love sharing our knowledge and information and supporting sellers like you who are just starting out or even trying to expand on Amazon in the Middle East. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel. It helps us out and it kind of motivates us to make more videos because we know that you're enjoying them. Like this video and leave me any comment or question or problem you are facing with Amazon in the comment section below. More about Amazon Sellers Society and how we can help and support you later on in the video. Let's get started quickly with tip number 1. Have you checked mobile? This is a very interesting statistic. Did you know that almost 60% of customers purchase products on Amazon using mobile? Now, why is this important? Because see, as Amazon sellers, we mostly tend to use our browser because it's easier to access things like Amazon Seller Central. However, if a large majority of customers tend to purchase products on mobile, then it's very important that you make sure that your listing is well optimized for mobile. So as an example, I've logged into Amazon.ae and I typed in the keyword water jug. So I'm looking at the products and as you can see, the images look great, the titles look great. If I click on the product itself, I'm also greeted with great images and I can see all of the bullet points quite clearly. If I scroll down, I can see all of the content. It's very easy for me to read. Now let's do the same thing, but on the Amazon mobile app, the shopping app. As you notice, if I even check the same products, if you notice the images are quite different. The product in these images looks somewhat smaller and there's much more white space around the product. This is the same product that we just saw on the browser. And if you notice for some of the products, the title also doesn't show fully. So it's very important to make sure that you notice these things and I'll tell you what tips I have for you. So if we click on the product itself, you'll notice, first of all, the title is very, very small compared to how important and big it is on browser. Amazon Choice Badge is still very big. The price is also highlighted. However, if we keep scrolling down, you'll notice that you can't actually see all of the bullet points. You're gonna have to click on see more to see the rest of the bullet points. And that's also a very important thing. If you scroll down a little bit further, you'll notice there's actually, where's the product description? It doesn't actually show unless you click on this feature, which is called product specifications. If I click on it, then I'll see the specifications as well, a big block of text, better known as the description. Not really sure if people are gonna actually read it. Now I'm gonna do the same thing, but I'm gonna use my browser on my phone. You'll notice it's very, very similar to what we saw in the app. Sometimes it's gonna be a little bit different. I think it's a little bit easier to see, but it's the same thing. You can't see all of the bullet points. You have to click on see more, and product specifications also don't show up, even though Amazon is highlighting for me to check to open this, but I'm not really sure people are gonna be doing that. And then you can see the same thing. So now that you've seen the difference, what are the top tips? Tip number 1, make sure that you have your main keywords always in the beginning part of the title. Because if your title is very long, the rest of the details of your title are not going to show up on mobile. Tip number 2, product features, or what we call as sellers bullet points. As you notice, they're actually very, very important. So you need to make sure that you really focus specifically on the first 2 bullet points that show up the most. Make sure you add all of the information and make it nice to read. And tip number 3 is simply keep checking. Because as you know, if you are an Amazon seller, you know that Amazon keeps changing their layouts, keeps testing a lot of things. So make sure that you keep checking what your listing looks like on browser and on mobile, so you ensure that it looks Perfect. Tip number 2, catch-all campaign. This is the easiest and simplest ad campaign that you can create, and you can just keep it running. This is better known as a catch-all campaign. So you simply go into Campaign Manager and you just need to click on Sponsored Products. Once you are on Sponsored Products, just create a name for your ad and then click on Add All on this page. After that, select an automatic targeting campaign and select the lowest possible bid. So something like maybe even 0.40 fils. Now, the idea of this ad campaign is not to specifically dramatically increase your sales. The idea is that this is gonna run in the background and it's gonna pick up sales for you when the bidding isn't so aggressive on Amazon. So this is not gonna be a campaign that is gonna spend a lot of money. It's not gonna generate a huge amount of sales. It's not an aggressive campaign, but it's a smart campaign that can get you some more sales. I would suggest that you select dynamic bids down only. And then no matter what your daily budget is, even if I put 100 dirhams, it's certainly not going to spend this much because I'm bidding so low for an automatic campaign. It's not really going to spend that much money. But just to be sure, don't put that big of a budget. Maybe 40 dirhams would be appropriate. And make sure that you keep checking the ad campaign to ensure that it's working and it's functioning the way that you want it to function. Number 3, deals and discounts. Who doesn't like deals and discounts? Everyone wants to get a bargain. Even if your product is highly ranked, it's a luxury product, it still feels good to purchase a product that has a small discount. Sometimes a discount of 5 dirhams can get a customer to purchase your product. So I would advise that you test out a different discounting. One thing that I would recommend that you do, if you have it as an option, is to do a limited time offer, because it shows as a red box on the search page result, which is very, very intriguing to customers. Now, if you want to know a little bit more about how to discount, the different types of discounts, of course, we have an in-depth video about this. I'll leave it linked in the description box of this video. Before I move on to tip number 4, since you have been a loyal follower, how about I tell you a little bit more about Amazon Sellers Society? So we are an Amazon certified service provider and ads agency. We're focused on the Middle East markets right here in Dubai as well as in Saudi Arabia. We'd love to help and support you, and we've worked with thousands of sellers since 2019, since Amazon started here in the Middle East, and help them with things like onboarding to Amazon, opening their accounts, cataloging, adding their products, even finding products to sell on Amazon, finding manufacturers for these products, and most importantly, launching a proper ad campaign for their stores. You can find a little bit more about our programs, our case studies, a lot more information, all on our website, www.assmiddleeast.org, and you can book a call with the team to learn a little bit more about the programs. Now, as always, we have a free training. You'll find it linked in the description box of this video so that you can learn more tips and tricks about selling on Amazon. And tip number 4 is, you probably didn't know that I was going to tell you, how about you expand? Yes, expanding to different markets, which are very similar to the market that you're currently selling in, can be a really good idea, because what you're doing is you're expanding the amount of customers that might potentially purchase your product. Now, it's important to understand that there are a few costs that are attributed to expanding, but it's not the same as launching something new. Because when you expand, you're going to utilize the same products, you're going to utilize the same listings, you're going to utilize the same manufacturers. So you've got everything set up. It's just about expanding into a different marketplace. Now, you need to be smart in the strategy of how you expand, and you need to expand to markets that are very similar to the marketplace that you're currently selling in, so that it makes sense to you and so that you can keep your costs as low as possible. So if you're currently selling in the UAE, it's a good idea to expand to Amazon Saudi Arabia, or vice versa. If you're selling on Amazon US, it's quite difficult or different to expand to the UAE. Maybe you would want to expand to Canada as well as the UK, which are similar cultures, similar English-speaking countries, and your products might have the same amount of demand as they do in the US, as an example. And that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in another video with more information. Bye.